Hello and welcome to this video. Kian and I thought we would jump on and record a short video to answer some of the questions that you might have around the Wheel of Consent event that we're running 22nd to the 24th of September in Salford, Manchester. So we have 3 questions to ask, which we're going to each have a go at answering. So we're going to see how it goes. So Kian, hello. Hi. First question number 1 is, what is the Wheel of Consent?
Hi, Sean. Thank you. The Wheel of Consent is a model developed by Betty Martin, and it's a way of taking apart who is doing an action and who it's for. So it creates a kind of laboratory of experimenting and being really clear about who asked for something and who it's for. And the learning that can come from that is often surprising. And I found it very useful in life. How would you describe it?
That's the thing about the Wheel of Consent. It's not easy to describe, and it's so vast in its nature. So it's quite tricky to kind of narrow it down to a few words. But I suppose for me, the Wheel of Consent helps me to understand relationships. So we kind of take things apart, like you said, and begin to identify who is doing what for who and why. So that works really well in relationships, like as in touch. It can work really well in relationships with our children, with our parents, with our family, and with our co-workers. And it helps us to understand and get a grip of things like, why don't we ask for what we want? And what do we do instead? And understand some of the patterns that a lot of us have around people pleasing and doing things because we feel obligated, but do we really want to? So it's really useful in understanding all of the nuances that we have in our relationships. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Great, thank you. And what has the Wheel of Consent done for you?
Oh, it's changed my life. Oh, I didn't realize this until I started understanding a little bit more about the Wheel of Consent, but I really struggled to hear a no from anybody about anything. So painful, the sense of rejection and the kind of not understanding that people saying no to me was just about them taking care of themselves. But I used to take it as like the worst thing possible. I'd be devastated. And, gosh, yeah, when I think back to some of my responses to receiving a no, I realize now that this tool has helped me change my life. And in terms of relationships, just I feel so much more relaxed in relationships because I feel able to ask what I want, to receive a no, to be able to negotiate and understand. It's just changed my life massively. Yeah. And so, Kian, how what's the Wheel of Consent done for you?
It's also been transformational. So in my personal life, it's helped me to transform my understanding of language and how I use language. So I'm now much clearer when making requests, and I'm really aware of where there's a kind of muddy or ambiguous request. Like if I say, "Do you want to shut the door?" That's not entirely clear because it's me that wants it, not you. So it's been really useful to kind of look at how I make requests, how other people make requests, and how we can be clearer about it. And professionally, I teach the certificate in sexological bodywork, and it's absolutely central to what we teach and how we teach. It provides a context for how touch might occur. And when I'm working with people, I often begin with exploring the Wheel of Consent. As for many people, it's difficult to or challenging to tune into what they might want to happen next and how they might ask for it. So in a workshop situation, it's a really great opportunity to just play with these things and practice making requests and seeing what's difficult, what's easy, what's hard. Yeah, like that.
Sounds great. Have to say my life took on, I mean, I've done lots of tantra training and professional training and counseling training and, you know, sexological bodywork and all kinds of stuff I've been doing working as a professional. But it wasn't really until I settled into the wheel of consent that things really took on a whole new perspective. It's just been an incredible tool for me. Yeah. And my clients, obviously. So, yeah, brilliant. Do we have another question?
What can people expect at our workshop?
Great question. Especially as I know the first time I went, well, the first few years ago into workshops, I used to be terrified going in because I didn't know what to expect. So, yeah, it's a really great question. So, we will go through some practical touch-based exercises and we will do some theory and we intersperse the practical with the theory. So you're not all just doing theory and you're not all just doing body work. The thing I guess people need to know is that it's fully clothed, this workshop, no clothes, no nudity, no sexual touch. And it's all platonic touch. And the whole point is that you get to practice what it is that you want in any given moment. So you never have to do anything that you don't want to do. In fact, the entire practice is just that. How do I feel into what it is that I need right now? And how do I either say no or ask for it or say yes? So there's plenty of time for you to take time out. You'll be in the space with around 20 people all together. Plenty of breaks, time out, safely held space. You and I work really well together. So, and you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be some challenges and it's going to be fun too. So, yeah. So, that's my perspective. So, what can you add to that, Kian? What can people expect at our Wheel of Consent workshop?
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I also often find Wheel of Consent workshops fun and a bit like a laboratory. So it's possible to have a cognitive understanding of the Wheel of Consent. And for me, for it to really land, it's important for it to land in the body by having an embodied experience by involving the body. So that could involve touch or making requests. And it's mostly about prioritizing and practicing feeling into what I want or what you want, practicing putting it into words. So that's more important than any touch that may or may not happen. So no touch is required, nothing's required. And it's a practice. So if you've been to other wheel events, then we welcome you to come to this one too. So I've been to many workshops and I always learn something because I'm always new, and it just seems like it's not something that you get and you got it. It's an ongoing, for me, it's an ongoing learning. So it's a really rich model to explore.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's not something, it's not like maths or science or massage even. You know, once you learn it, you have to keep practicing it in order for it to really settle into the body. So for you to really be able to change the way that you relate to other people using this as the tool. So yeah, absolutely. So 22nd to the 24th of September, that's a Friday, Saturday and Sunday. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day in Salford, Manchester. And we'll put the booking link up at the end of this video. But yeah, really looking forward to working with you, Kian.
Yeah,
And
likewise.
also to working with these amazing people who are trusting us for 3 days to take them through this beautiful experience. So, yeah, looking forward to it. See you there.